All right, so with our next theorem, the theorem 5.3, the properties of triangle congruence, you guys have seen these before. Reflexive, symmetric, transitive. You've seen these before in other chapters, and I don't remember exactly what we did it on. Angle A is angle A. We did it on angles and side lengths. Let's just go down and sort of just one at a time come down and look at what these are saying. Reflexive. That is the one... I remember how we would talk about this. It is what it is. They're saying that this is silly, but there is a reason for this down the road. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABC. I'm calling it the it is what it is statement. The it is what it is statement. You remember that? If it's angle A, then angle A is congruent to angle A. Like it was something to that effect. And then for symmetric, take a look at what symmetric is saying. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, could somebody come up with an easy way to talk about what symmetric really is saying? Simply. What happened from the if to the then? Yeah. So I just reversed the way that we talked about it. Switched them around. Switchable. Kind of the switchable rule. Cool. Oh, I remember how we talked about transitive too. Transitive. I remember how we talked about this one. I just wrote down for transitive. If A equals B and B equals C, then what? And what did we call, anybody remember how we talked about this in my class? Taking out something. Taking out the middleman. What's the middleman here? B. So remember we talked about this, taking out the middleman. Taking out the middleman. And it's saying this, and then the middleman here would have been triangle DEF. In the rule, it would have been triangle DEF, and then we just link together those others. If they're both the same as triangle DEF, then they must be the same as each other. If they're both the same as triangle DEF, then they must be the same as each other. And then the third angles theorem. So theorem 5.4, the third angles theorem. If two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the third angles are also congruent. So let me give you one of these and see what you guys think. So just as an example. So in our notes part here, we'll just put an example down. So I'm going to make this one right with a marking here and a 52 degrees. We're going to call this triangle ABC, where it's angle A that I'm telling you is 52 degrees. And then I'm going to drop in, trying my best to actually make it look pretty close to the same size. So angle QRP. And then paying attention to this notation that I've got here, this single line and this single line. What does that tell me? Or maybe I should start with this. What's this marking on C and Q telling me? Yeah. At angle C and angle Q, we've got 90s in there. And then how about this other marking? What's the other marking telling us at A and R? They are. So what conclusion can we draw if I've got angle R marked the same as angle A? Sure. Can you tell me something about angle R though first?
Well, angle R must also equal, what was it, 58?
I had 52. Sorry. Is it kind of hard to see? Angle R must be the same as 52.
Good afternoon.
And then this third angles theorem tells us that these are going to be congruent to each other.
Forms are due to your advisory
B.
teacher by Friday. Get signatures if necessary. Grades 9 through 11 AP forms are due. Please turn them into the main office. This week is Spirit
Yeah?
Week. Tomorrow
Cool.
is Tiki Thursday.